A very warm welcome from the city of Hampi, and what you see behind me is the Talarigatta gate. Built in the 15th century, this was a toll collection point for entrance to the capital area of the Vijayanagara Empire. A symbol of prosperity definitely hundreds of years back, but we are here today driving the all-new Mercedes-Benz GLC, which is a sign of prosperity in modern times. So what is this vehicle all about and what are the changes? Let's find out. Now before I go ahead and tell you about the design of the all-new GLC, let me tell you one more special thing. The place where we are standing and this rock formation that you see behind me, well, this is called the Anjanadri Hills. This is the birthplace of Lord Hanuman. So a very special place to be in. And now coming to the design of the new GLC, well, it's not a radical departure from the old GLC design, but yes, it has now definitely become a lot more smarter. It looks sleeker. When you look at the front, again, there is a fair bit of chrome with this big Mercedes badge in front. The headlamps, again, sleek LED units, the DRLs look good, and all of this chrome, of course, it just adds to the premium look of the vehicle. And once you move towards the side, what I really like are these new alloy wheels, 19-inch, and they've got a brilliant pattern that gives the car a very dynamic look. Also, when you look at the car from the side, you realize that this is bigger than the previous GLC, and the reason is that it's longer. Not just the overall length, but the wheelbase too has gone up. Whether it results in more space or not, that's something we'll find out once we step inside. But yes, it is now longer and it looks bigger, which is something that the Indian buyers will really appreciate. Also, once you move to the back, you've got these sleek looking tail lamps, a healthy dosage of chrome, which is tastefully done. And overall, according to me, the GLC is a dynamic looking SUV. It's got the kind of look that buyers want from an SUV in this segment, wherein it should have a nice dynamic personality, but at the same time look premium and elegant. Step inside the cabin of the new GLC and well, it looks very new because it gets a completely new layout similar to what we've seen in the C-Class. But what I really like is the Maybach treatment they've given here in the dashboard. This definitely stands out, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to love this treatment. Just uplifts the premium quotient of the cabin. Overall, it's a proper Mercedes-Benz cabin. The material quality, the fitment quality, all of the leather, the soft touch dashboard up here, everything is top notch and goes well with the positioning of this SUV. What I really like is this large infotainment screen here and the way the entire center console has been designed. It's slightly tilted towards the driver, so it gives you a very nice cocoon feeling, but at the same time, the display quality, the resolution, the touch response is amazing. So it is a very good unit to use. In terms of connectivity, it offers smartphone integration wireless, so you can use your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay wireless. It's got wireless charging as well. So in terms of connectivity also, it's a very good unit. It is of course a connected car. You can use the Mercedes Me app, and that will allow you to access a lot of functions using your smartphone. The instrument cluster, again, a fully digital unit and gives you great and crisp and clear readouts. The steering wheel, it's got all the touch pads here integrated for the infotainment as well as your telephone and the instrument cluster controls. In terms of seats, the seats are brilliant in terms of support. The cushioning is spot on. The shoulder room is nice. And if I look at the overall space up front, again, comfortable space, so you can be larger in size than me. You can have a larger body frame, but you will not have a problem in terms of comfort. As far as features are concerned, again, the GLC scores well on the features front. Like I said, the infotainment screen, it's got a lot of features, connectivity, wireless charger, it's got this massive panoramic sunroof, which Indian buyers absolutely are going to love. And again, if I talk about the storage space, that too has been designed in a very thoughtful and practical way. So overall, a nice cabin with all the luxury touches, all the new tech that you would want, everything is there. Now let's go ahead and check out the back seat. Now before I tell you about the space at the back, let me tell you that the color of the upholstery you see here is not the only one you can go in for. If you're buying the GLC, you can go in for this color. You can also get a black interior, or you can get one more color which God knows what Mercedes-Benz calls, but it looks to me like somewhere between brown and green. Looks good basically. But yeah, coming to the cabin, the rear space, these metal finish door handles really stand out, look the part. Ambient lighting again gives the cabin a very good look, and you've got this fantastic Burmester surround audio system. Amazing sound quality. But yeah, about the space. So at the back, now I've got the driving seat adjusted to my driving preference. I'm 5 feet 8 inches for reference, and you can see I've got a lot of space. I can easily slide my legs under the seat, and I have a lot of knee room to spare. In terms of headroom, like I explained earlier, no sloping roofline, and this is the benefit you get. Lot of headroom again. The seat themselves, well, again, very good seats. Cushioning is great. Shoulder room is nice. The seat width itself is good. So theoretically, you can have 3 passengers sitting here. The problem is the transmission tunnel here in the center is very high. So if you will have a third person sitting here, it might not be very comfortable. But for 4 occupants, a great place to be in. The cushion armrest, again, the open feeling of the cabin, especially with the panoramic sunroof, the space, and also you've got the rear AC vents, and again 2 Type-C outlets here. So all of it, when you add to it, the GLC offers a modern, sophisticated, spacious and comfortable cabin, which happens to be tech loaded and connected. Now before we go ahead and tell you more about the GLC, if you have made it so far in this video, that means you're clearly liking it. So please hit that subscribe button and press that little bell icon so that you can stay updated to all our forthcoming videos, and do share it as well. Now coming to the driving experience of the new GLC, well, there are 2 engines you can choose from, a petrol or a diesel, both displacing 2 liters, and the one that we are driving right now is a petrol motor. It develops 258 horsepower, 400 Newton meters of torque. It is a mild hybrid and has an integrated starter generator, which provides assist in form of power, and as a result of that, it adds to fuel efficiency and reduces emissions. How is it in the real world to drive? Well, the motor feels adequately powered. Definitely, it is a punchy motor, and once you put it in sport mode, well, that's when you can enjoy it best. Gear shifts are pretty quick. It's a 9-speed transmission that you have paired with the engine, and it works seamlessly. It's not like a sporty transmission per se, but yes, it is a very nicely balanced transmission wherein you get the shifts at a fairly decent pace. And if you want to take control of the gearbox using the paddle shifters, you can do that as well. Even in that case, the shifts are pretty quick and rewarding. What I do like about this car is that when you're driving in sports mode and you're really pushing the car hard, the gearbox does try to hold on to the revs, the higher revs, for a bit. Yes, it will not hold it completely even when you're driving in manual mode, but it does make an effort to hang on to the higher revs. So that does add to the driving experience when you're going fast. In terms of driving in a comfortable, a decent manner, well, again, it's a very refined motor, a bit odd sounding on the outside, but once you're inside, it's a proper Mercedes-Benz cabin, very good sound insulation all throughout. As a result of that, there's barely any sound that creeps into the cabin, and it's pretty quiet and silent. In terms of acceleration from a standstill, there's just this hint of a lag by the time the turbo spools up, but once you are past that, then definitely the engine provides good amount of power. It's got nice grunt to it, and like I said earlier, the transmission also works well with the engine, as a result of which you get a good drive. And when you're going around corners as well, the good drive results in good exits from all these corners, and you get to drive a car that is genuinely good to drive. In terms of ride quality, the suspension does a brilliant job. It's tuned slightly more towards the comfort side, which is what you would expect in a normal road-going Mercedes-Benz, and it does its job pretty well. This bad bump that we just went through, very little of it was transferred to the cabin, so the suspension does a good job. Again, the sound from the suspension is again very less, so it's overall a very silent car to operate. And even when you're going fast, in terms of handling, the suspension does a good job. So you can throw the GLC around corners in sport mode. You can go around corners at a fairly fast pace and the car will not complain. Yes, there is a body roll, which you would expect with a softer suspension setup, but it is not to the point that it will spoil or ruin your driving experience. So as far as balance is concerned, I think the engineers have got it right in terms of striking the right fine line between comfort and performance.
Now, just in case you've been thinking that the new GLC is all about on-road performance and comfort, well, that's not the case. It is capable of going off-road as well, and not just mild off-road. It can do a fair bit of off-roading. It gets an additional ground clearance of 20 mm now with the off-road package, and it also has downhill speed regulation. Beyond that, now my personal favorite is the transparent bonnet, which uses the cameras and sensors to create an image of what's underneath the bonnet so that you can go around tight off-road spaces with precision.
And now coming to the last part of the video, where we tell you whether the new GLC is worth buying or not. Now for that we need the prices, and the prices are not out yet because the car is yet to be launched, but not too far away, just about a week to go. But considering the value equation of this vehicle, considering how it is as a product, I think the GLC is a big step ahead from its predecessor. The new one is better in almost every department. It looks better, it is bigger, it has more space, it's more comfortable, it's better to drive, it has more power, it is more fuel efficient, it is cleaner, and it is smarter and connected. So yes, a big improvement in every department, and like I said earlier, it's a great package overall. So the only missing piece in this puzzle is the price. It should be out soon, and I think considering Mercedes-Benz India's track record, they do tend to price their products pretty competitively, so the GLC should be again priced competitively. Of course, it will be pricier than the outgoing version because of all the new features and tech that has been added, but at the end of the day, if at its price it offers a good value of money, I think the customers will take it up. And the previous GLC was already the market leader in its segment, and with all of the improvements in the new GLC, there's no reason to doubt that the new GLC will once again be the market leader in this segment.